Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 61 of Dual Destinies. Last time, we investigated the boarding lounge where Clay was murdered, and then we met one of the Space Center's robots, Ponco, who took us to the Space Center's museum. So without further ado, let's go. Is that rocket real?
Welcome, welcome! The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Learn about the history of our nation's space development and the HAT-1 project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the real one.
The Space Museum? Oh, here it is on the map. Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1. Space Center pamphlet updated in the court record.
Ask me anything, I will explain.
The badge.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I'm so sorry, I wasn't helpful.
Well, what else do you expect from a tin can?
I'll try to do better in the future. Please don't hate me.
The poor thing. Now I feel bad for asking. Good job, Phoenix. You made Ponco cry. This is quite the place. I can't believe we get to see a rocket this close up.
This is a replica of the HAT-1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real HAT-1, inside and out. Its little brother, the HAT-2, was supposed to launch the other day.
I wonder if Ponco knows why the launch was canceled.
Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out. Check it out.
Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. I'd like to come here again on a day off. Hey, what's this a photo of?
Phoenix, that's the staff of the HAT-1 project.
Oh, there's Mr. Starbuck. He looks so young and so different.
Ah, and that's...
What is it, Athena? Is something wrong?
Oh, nothing.
I just thought Mrs. Starbuck looked really young too, that's all. Screw my mother! Well, it was 7 years ago after all, so the young guy standing next to Mrs. Starbuck is Clay Turan, the victim. So they were mentor and protege even way back then. And he's even got one of the staff jackets. He looks just like a regular staff member.
No, Clay was still a student then. He just borrowed one of Solomon's old jackets.
Okay, that makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everybody looks so happy. This space museum is great. What fantastic exhibits.
This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor.
Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead?
There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of the budget cuts. Budget cuts! Budget cuts! We need more money! Money!
Who would record that kind of information into a guide robot?
I hacked into the director's computer. I know all of his personal emails, and Miss Aura uses me to help to blackmail him. That is how she has been able to run roughshod over this entire facility for 7 years. 7 years. 7 years of darkness. While it was in space, the HAT-1 launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago.
That's what Director Cosmos said too. He told us it came back the day before Clay was killed.
And here it is, the Hope space probe.
I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Oh yeah, the capsule that the victim was carrying. I think it had the same logo. I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me some more info if I show it to her. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Ponco, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right?
Checking registered data. I know, it's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe.
It contained the asteroid samples, right?
Yes, It was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed. It must not be removed.
Don't worry, Ponco. The people in charge already know what happened.
They do. I must ask them later.
So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1, huh? Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. The Space Center staff must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. But it's a pity this incident occurred before they got the chance to check its contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Okay, Launchpad layout.
The way to the Space Center Launchpad is set up the way the... CzarThwomp, why do you do this to us? Why have you fucked up my lines? I am not Samugi. The way the Space Center Launchpad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you?
The setup of the Launchpad? Go gentle on my spiky-haired mind.
I want to know. Phoenix wants to know too.
Great, now Athena's got a case of Poncoitis.
Hooray! I will tell you then.
Yeah, that or when Ponco was first programmed, the entire basis of her personality was based off Athena. Just Athena was the foundation of the Ponco unit personalities.
The rocket is built right inside the Launchpad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the Launchpad over the rails and brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, so that's how we could build it all.
It's very cool, a grand setup that suits an important place like the Space Center. I guess everyone is hoping for a bigger budget next year, myself included.
I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from this control room, huh? That's it. But it can also be operated from the new command center, too. Either way, the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to first be disengaged.
I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there are all kinds of procedures.
I would love to see the launch pad being moved. When's the next one scheduled for? Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold.
Because of the bombing and the murder, I'll bet. Which is perfectly understandable.
Well, when was the last time it's moved? Searching data. I'm sorry. The answer is in my answer database.
I guess Ponco can only answer certain questions. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum.
Thank you, Ponco. You explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently.
It's because Ponco is so friendly.
Well, what should we investigate next?
Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about.
Let's see, the security footage and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay, then let's go back to Launchpad 1 corridor.
Bye, Ponco. See you later. Come again. And don't forget to visit the gift shop. Buy all our merch.
Poor Ponco, what a Dickensian life we are all forced to lead. Okay, Launchpad 1 corridor. December 19th, Cosmos Space Center. Launchpad 1 corridor. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor.
Let's hope he's still in a cooperative mood as well then.
If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him.
You mean that lady in distress bit?
And the puppy dog eyes. Don't forget about the puppy dog eyes, Mr. Wright.
We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. You did? Our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet. Detective Arm? That's right, a warning shot for the defendant. Was it really such a high-threat situation that she needed to do it? The voices in her head told her to do it. I'm afraid I don't know the details, what with Detective Arm gone and all.
But I thought there were only two people who discovered the crime scene together.
We already know Director Cosmos. We already know Director Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. Hey, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course. I hope it goes down easy.
Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found on the boarding lounge.
Ah, yes. I just so happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. This is quite a bit of data. Well, when I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to dig deep, so that's what I did. It sure took a while, though.
Whoa, he got Apollo's and my prints. He even got prints for all of the robots.
I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep.
Ah, Clay's fingerprints are here too.
I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all.
I still can't believe you took off his glove to get his fingerprints.
Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important to this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So depending on whose prints we find, it can completely change the tides for both sides. Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow. Oh, and take this picture. It might come in handy. Isn't this just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door? Yep, but Prosecutor Blackwell seemed really interested in it for some reason.
The knob speaks to me, Fulbright. That knob taunts me with its dreaded knobbiness.
Huh? What's so important about this door? Beats me, but boy, could you see the gears in his head going to hyperdrive at it. Sounds like this is gonna be a major point of contention tomorrow.
Hey, don't forget about the print comparison, boss.
Right, Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me! In justice we trust! Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened the security door. He must have opened it when they went to go board the rocket.
His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for his space adventure right then.
Okay, court record. Let's just check our notes. Okay, we asked him. Okay. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge 1 camera. Oh, that footage! Go ahead and ask me anything you'd like about it. Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this? Easy spy! I'd be glad to show you. Here we go! Huh? The screen went blank. Yes, apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. So there's no footage after this point. Ha ha ha! Why didn't you just say so from the beginning? Because I wanted to crush your hopes. Hey, don't look at me like that. Mr. Blackwell requested that I crush your hopes. He said to crush your hopes and dreams in the worst and most demeaning way possible. Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative. Well, I just figured if we work together, we'll get that much deeper, that much closer to justice, right?
But it seems like something's really been bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do anything like that. It's been a while, but those are definitely psych locks. Did you just mouth psyched? Is there something I should be psyched about? No, psych lock. It's a system of locks on the secrets in a person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets by using the power of this Magatama. Presenting evidence can break those locks and reveal any secrets they're hiding. Yeah, in the base game, this is the first time you come across psych locks. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out for that piece of rock? If you've been swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. It isn't some kind of fraud, it really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Okay, I'm not gonna go through that introduction again. We already went through it.
Take that!
Why are you being cooperative? I think you're hiding something, Detective, so why don't you just tell us about it? What to do? Which path is the path of justice? Detective Fulbright is really in agony. I bet this is the issue he's so torn up about. Love! I bet I know what's bothering you. You're troubled by love. What? How did you know? I put my pet carp Love in with my goldfish, and the next thing I knew, all the little goldfish were gone. Love had eaten them all. My poor little goldfishies. Oh, I loved you so. I guess love really can cause a lot of heartache, huh? Anyways. Almost forgot this was an achievement. Life. I bet I know what you're troubled about. You're exhausted by the roller coaster known as life. That's exactly right. I'm troubled by life in general. I've been thinking about quitting the force and going to space. Yep, you hit it right on the head. Ha ha ha. More like I hit my thumb on that one. All right, let's try that again. I really understand what's been bothering you, Detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosion occurred, everything was just fine. Is that a fact? Yup, peaceful as peaceful can be. Everyone whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch. I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claim to be as long as this exists. Okay, I thought we had the pill info. Okay. Okay. Evacuation reward, buying reward. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Knife. Okay. Okay, pamphlets, door, bullets.
Take that!
There must be something wrong with my sunglasses today. You aren't presenting that to me as evidence, are you? Is he making fun of me? It's just as I said. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine.
Take that!
Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch. And yet security was so tight they even brought in a special task force. I'd hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. No, hold on just a moment. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was called in on a special security detail. As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be a part of the detail from the outset. Juniper! Trucy! Ponco!
Take that!
Detective Arms specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people knew there was the possibility that bombing would occur. You got me, Mr. Right! Alright, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about potential bombing, but the plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat. But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed? Yeah, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? By phone and directly to Director Cosmos. Then, worse yet, they did a call collect and made him pay for it! But the police department instructed everyone to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. But it's not only that. I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackwell as well. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties. That's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about why he's allowed to stand in court.
The reason he's prosecuting? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know.
Well, talking to you folks about it would definitely be breaking the rules.
Never mind that. What are rules but things to be broken, right?
Well, to tell you the truth, having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is a highly irregular... I think we guessed that much. So why is he being allowed? I've been wondering and wondering about it.
So you weren't told why either, huh?
My guess is that Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth just wanted a good laugh. No, I guess the order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, it would have to have. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still.
7 years past?
A phantom, huh? And not one of the friendly variety either, I gather. This Phantom of 7 years past. Any idea who or what he was talking about? Not a clue. But he seems to think that this Phantom is behind this whole incident somehow. Well, wait a minute. He thinks they may be connected to this case? Yep. This case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here at this very Acer 2, and in both incidents, a threat was issued via telephone. So that's why Prosecutor Blackwell thinks this incident is the work of the Phantom. Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago, that's when Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty of murder. That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So you see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell's conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why he'd think that. This incident in the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past, it's almost inconceivable that they would come to a head here.
This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is the Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all.
The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence.
Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. Ah! Gah!
Oh! No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbuck is the Phantom. But I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has ties to them. Which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck. And that's not real justice. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. But this time, I'm just so overwrought about it all. If he lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction. I've never seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This might be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what we defense lawyers are working to prevent. I feel bad for Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. But don't tell him that. You have to promise me you won't! Otherwise he'll hurt me! Or worse yet, he'll make his sister talk to me! She scares me! She pushed me! Detective Fulbright, I guess I was wrong about you. I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give up to his emotions and tear the defense apart. You are the only ones who can stop him in court.
You really can want what's best to Prosecutor Blackwell, don't you, Detective?
Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. I was hoping you would say that. I am really grateful for the two of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you another bit of information. It's about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the space station entrance just a little while ago. Just follow the dark cloud of darkness.
Really? Then let's go find him, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. In justice we trust. On three. 1, 2, 3. In justice we trust. Okay, later. There he goes. Wait, were we supposed to say in justice we trust back there too?
Let's go see the witness now.
All right, the Space Center entrance it is. December 19th, Cosmos Space Center. Entrance. The witness must be around here somewhere. Though we'll look into that in the next episode, because I think now would be a good time to end things off. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With that, see you next time. Bye.